Is it working? I think it's on.
No.
I think it's recording.
Broken.
No, it's not.
Broken.
It's broken. Hello and welcome to Gray Topaz, the show of stompy mechs fighting in space. Using the Stars Without Number system, my name is Paul, Berserker 01 Batman Shelley. I am your GM for this session. And of course, welcome to the Spice Must Roll. So the Spice Must Roll is the name of the series on Saturdays when we run these. But each season we do a different game, and I try to bring on new cast members. So this has got almost entirely new cast members here. You've probably seen some of these folks before, though, if you've been hanging out in my streams. Let's get started with this man over here, the man with the hat and the glasses, who can see now. Because he's got them glasses.
Oh my god, it is definitely life changing. I'm not gonna lie, I think it was great. But hi, my name is Mark, otherwise known as KOEG, depending on what platform you're using, whether it's YouTube or Twitch. But hi, I'm me.
What do you do? What do you do outside of this? Where can they find you? What kind of content do you create?
So for the most part, I deal with a variety of games. I usually like narrative style games such as JRPGs. And if not that, then grind games. Right now, I'm looking into a lot of Genshin Impact, but I'm very much so looking into Outriders and Godfall as, hopefully potential really good grind games. And then Destiny's coming out with Beyond Light, so we're gonna go be checking that out. So that's gonna be cool.
Nice.
But yeah, you guys can find me at twitch.tv/Mark, or on YouTube, it's youtube.com/KOEG. Again, it really depends on which platform you want to use.
Awesome. Next, we've got the man with the glorious bald head and glasses.
Indeed.
Mr. Cyclone Jack, who are you? What do you do? What kind of creation? Where can they find you? All that stuff.
How's it going, folks? My name's Cyclone Jack. You can find me on Twitch at Cyclone Jack. I'm a full-time content creator. I'm a 15-year vet as a first responder. I spent 15 years as a firefighter EMT. We, over on my channel, over my neck of the woods, we generally focus on mech warrior, mech-style games, and first and third-person shooters. We do a lot of competitive scene stuff, whether it be random tournaments within the Mech Warrior scene or the World Championships. We run a lot of raids when it comes to Division and helping viewers and stuff like that build builds and play tests and stuff like that. You'll also find us doing a lot of voice acting and a lot of different tabletop RPGs like this. In fact, that's where you can find Wolf's Blood sometime too.
Sweet. And it's twitch.tv/Cyclone Jack?
Yep.
Awesome. Next, we've got the murderer of Sith, the biggest crackhead in all of Boston.
I gotta clarify, that second one is not. That's a fictional title, not an actual.
Fictional title.
I am close enough to Boston where it could be true.
It could be true. Mr. Atomics here. Who are you? What do you do? Outside of this the stompy mech of Gray Topaz, and where can they find you?
Absolutely. I am Atomic Zero. You can find me at twitch.tv/Atomic Zero, on Twitter at I think TTV_Atomic Zero. I am a small-time streamer, still getting into the full thing. I'm actually more involved with the TTRPG scene, with doing things like this, as well as The Wretched Hive, which was the season before this, the lovely Star Wars show where my character, Hotshot, did manage to lay the final shot on that Sith bitch we were fighting. And I'm also a part of the leadership team for Shared Experience, a new TTRPG channel that is on twitch.tv/shared_experience, or is it Shared Experience RPG? I'm terrible at my job. Wolf Club might know. Either way, I'll correct myself later. But we did just hit affiliate already, and we have 2 shows going, as well as a 3rd show coming up, which Wolf's Blood, who's above me, is also a cast member in, and I am running. That is also a Star Wars Edge of the Empire show. And that is me, Atomic Zero, and or Atomic, whatever you prefer.
Awesome. And lastly, but not leastly, we've got Elon Musk. Everyone welcome Elon Musk.
I was waiting for it.
It was a hell of a get we got, but we got him. Mr. Wolfblood, who are you? What do you do? What do you do on your free time outside of Stompy Robots? And where can they find you?
Well, I think first of all, we need to clarify. I am the discount Elon Musk.
50% off.
I'm not even Dollar General brand. I'm like Family Dollar brand. So let's.
Brand.
You can actually find me over on Cyclone Jack's channel a lot of the times at twitch.tv/Cyclone Jack, or over on down there Atomic Zero's channel, which is twitch.tv/shared_experience.
Yep.
I'm a moderator for both channels as well as a few others, and so that's how I spend most of my time, is just making sure everybody is playing nicely inside of chats and everywhere else for everyone else. Because honestly, nobody wants to see this face on a stream of his own. Other than that,
I'm sure some people would.
You're a handsome mother,
Scary
man.
folks, man.
It's just-
other than that, I do a lot of cooking on the side, and I am a wonderful font of recipes if you need them.
there we go. So
That's it.
you know who the ship's cook's going to be. That's the answer.
Hashtag still waiting for barbecue sauce.
Dude, okay. Look, right now, phone out, making note. Hey, Google, remind me to make barbecue sauce for Jack and Pyrotex. All right.
It's been going on for about 6 months now. He
I would
hasn't
have
done
thought
it yet.
Elon would have had a better technology grip than that.
He's not going to let it
I
down.
haven't-
This is gonna travel with you to the Star Wars TTRPG. Everyone's all
Oh,
the
God,
going to
the
be
little
now.
Jawas are gonna be like, Elon, I love your work.
Elon Musk is not that far off of the Star Wars name.
Atomic, I'm changing my character's name.
Do it. Still have time. We might get a phone call, but it's worth it.
I will make it. No, I'll make it very Star Warsy. I will put in an apostrophe.
There we go.
Ooh, there you go. Completely different.
All right.
He is a doctor, so you know.
Hey, so welcome to the world of Gray Topaz. Gray Topaz, for those of you guys who are watching, takes place in the Stars Without Number universe. And so I'm going to give a very brief rundown of the Stars Without Number universe, and of course the Farron Alpha sector, which this universe, this game takes place. So, in the Stars Without Number universe, we're talking about, and I'm going to look up the exact date, because I want to make sure I'm right on this one, because I'm sure someone's going to call me out, even though it doesn't really matter. We're talking very, very long into the future. Right.
Which,
that would
much
be
like
far,
back
far
in the day,
away.
was a Tuesday.
Yes.
It always is a Tuesday.
It's always
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Let's see.
It started in 40:55 on a Tuesday. Hello? Bobby?
All right. So, the best way of describing this is that humanity has spread out from Earth and has spread out all over the galaxy. They first used these systems called spike drives. Now, spike drives are basically like ripping a hole in time-space continuum and traveling from one place to another in a straight line. As humans began to travel further and further with spike drives, they realized that there was a side effect of traveling for long distances in spike drives, which is some humans who were born or conceived on these ships as they're traveling, because they could take years of travel, were born with psychic powers. And these psionic abilities began to be harvested by the new kind of ruler of humanity called the Terran Mandate. And those psychic abilities were put to use, making any sorts of... 1 second.
It's breaking the fourth wall.
Fuck, not again.
I personally welcome my robot overlords.
Began to be born with psychic powers, and then they can use these psychic powers to create all sorts of altered technology, including these things called gates. These gates were using psychic powers to be able to power, to funnel travel almost instantaneously all over the galaxy. With this new technology and these new abilities, humanity rose to being the biggest galactic empire in the Milky Way. all of its neighbors, the alien neighbors, either were mostly fallen hegemons, they were their own kind of empires that fell apart, or they were too weak and on the rise to be able to stop them. Then, and this included things like AI was being developed at this time as well. There's lots of, basically, you could think about a sci-fi kind of universe. All of it happened at once. But then, somewhere around, let's see, it was 2665. What's called the Scream emanated and kind of cascaded throughout all of the known galaxy and destroyed all of the psychics, burned out all of the psychics in that it cascaded to, kind of like a wave that burned them all out at once. This meant that all of the gates collapsed, so all of the systems and sectors that were too far apart to deal with these issues were now entirely cut off, and slowly but surely over the next 100 years or so, some planets would fall entirely, some would barely hang on, some entire sectors would go dark, and about 2900, so about 200, 300 years after the Scream, you start to have people coming back out to explore their sectors again, rebuilding their technology, finding old caches, and some sectors start climbing back out. And now we see 3200. So the events that take place in this universe right now start in 3200 AD. So we're talking thousands of years into the future, where this sector, Farron Alpha, is starting to slowly pull itself back out from what was called the Silence. As a result, there are some hegemons which exist throughout this system. These are powers which are on the rise, which haven't quite conquered and don't have quite enough resources to conquer whole planets, but are slowly working their way towards that. Those three hegemons, I'll go very basic over this, are in the galactic northwest is the Empire of Zeno, Zeno, which was created by a man who's called Emperor Zeno, and his royal family and other people who've helped out. They are an expansionist power who has been militarily conquering lots and lots of territories in the northwest, but northwest of the sector. But it's also not always seen as a bad thing. A lot of the planets have welcomed themselves into the Zeno Empire, and the Xenos have been the Zeno Empire has been very forgiving for people who have decided to join them willingly. So, and lots of prosperity has been happening. So a lot of people are like, it's a good thing. Then in the center, we have the Core Free League, which is a group of, let's skip to the center. Let's go to the southeastern part of the sector. We have the Farron Mandate. Now, the Farron Mandate is the last remaining remnants of the Terran Mandate that managed to hold on long enough and kind of start building themselves back out. They're very different from the old Terran Mandate that was existing in the sector, but they still hold a lot of the same kind of traditions. They are very ruthless. They have lots and lots of psychic powers that they've been able to use a lot of psychics to help them prop themselves up. But they're old. They're the old ways. So a lot of people don't like them because they kind of say it's our way or the highway. And they have recently utterly destroyed their competitors or anyone who gets in their way ruthlessly. And then stuck in the center of the sector, there are 4 systems. Those 4 systems have formed what's called the Core Free League, which is a group of systems and planets that have basically said, we don't want to be a road bump between these two empires. So we'll stick together and prevent ourselves from getting overrun. 2 of these major powers in the Core Free League. One is the planet of Guimond. The planet of Guimond is in the sector of I-18N. Is an entire planet filled with robots. It's run by an AI named Minerva, super smart, super powerful AI named Minerva, and Minerva has control of all of these different robots. Minerva and its robots are entirely like kind of autonomous. They don't need any outside input. They allied themselves with their neighbors because of they don't want to get crushed. But the big thing is they've allied themselves with the world of Creus. Ceres, Creus, I don't remember how to pronounce it. No one knows how to pronounce it. Everyone pronounces it a little bit differently. Creus. And this planet is the home of the Tracers. The Tracers is a old kind of banking clan group that post-silence, during the silence and afterwards, kind of evolved into becoming Angie's List for mercenaries, an organization to help other mercenaries work together and giving them jobs. So it's like a big kind of guild of mercenaries guild that are that people can call on if they need help from this conflict. They joined the Core Free League specifically so that they could, not lose their powers, but also still kind of work alongside other of hegemons and other outside forces. The last major factors in the system which you need to know about is the followers of Gaia. It's a religion based on the planet of Anu, and Anu is the homeworld of the followers of Gaia. And we'll explore more about their beliefs. They're a light power, and then what I've described as Space Amazon. It is a corporation that's on a completely urbanized surface. So think like Coruscant from Star Wars meets cyberpunk. So this mega corporation, calling itself the Far Horizons Corporation, runs all of this planet, and they're seeking to try to expand their influence. Each of these powers have been vying for power recently in the sector for a while. And there are other smaller systems and planets which are sort of in the way or have their own agendas and their own goals. And that is where you guys step in. For one reason or another, each one of your characters ends up in the Tracers. Specifically, we know that Jack's character, Steve, was the last survivor of a former mercenary crew, and so he inherited the ship. And he has been putting together a team. So for whatever reason, y'all have came together with the Tracers to work for Steve. So I'm going to go to each of the individual characters, and we can either talk about why you might have joined, or kind of deal with like, what are you doing when you first get on board this ship after you've kind of negotiated with the Tracers, or after you've what is your first actions? So let's start reverse. Let's start with Wolf's Blood. First off, Wolf's Blood, what is the name of your character?
So I am Thomas McConnell.
Okay. So what is Thomas doing when he first gets on the ship?
Thomas right now is worried about his own self-preservation. He had actually been flying with another mercenary crew for several years, and on our last job came across a contract that should have been easier than it was. And it ended up that although the contract was completed, the mercenary company that I had been working for was all but obliterated. And I was given a vouch into the Tracers. I am a mech tech of some renown. I am able to piece a whole lot of things together, including my own mech, which I've built out of a wonderful little construction mech. And right now I have been pointed over to the Gray Topaz as a possible home and sanctuary now that I am actually homeless.
Okay. So where would they find you specifically in the ship when you're first starting to get settled in?
Getting settled in, I'm definitely down in the mech base.
The mech base.
I'm really not the most social person you are ever going to meet.
Mhm.
And in fact, if you don't look at me, I'm happy. And so my time around the mechs, tinkering, repairing, improving, whether or not the pilot knows that, is what really brings me happiness and joy.
Let's talk about Atomic. Atomic, who's your character, and where is he currently in the ship? Where would he first be when you guys are first starting out?
My character is Arthur Grayson. He is at this point, it's kind of funny. He's probably in the mech bay telling Thomas, like, don't look at my mech, you don't do anything to my mech, it is good as it is, you don't look at me, don't change it, don't do anything, I got it the way I like it. Like, he's literally just like giving him like a brief like synopsis of like, if I see anything wrong with my mech, it's your fault. Like, it is special, it is mine, don't touch it. Like, that's basically like his whole, like, at least for right now, he's very, very particular about that specifically thing. And then he probably would kind of like do a once over of the ship. He would go through all the inner workings of the ship, looking at engines, basically what he's going to be working with, because he's most likely going to be like kind of the ship mechanic, at least during travel and things like that.
Okay. Cyclone, who's your character, and where would they be? You know, when some of these folks are coming on board.
So I play Stephen Rains, who is now the impromptu ship captain and lead of this intrepid band. And where the audience might first find me is pacing either in the main bridge or in the captain's quarters with an earbud in, talking to the ship's AI, pacing back and forth, going, I don't know what I'm doing here. What do you mean I'm the captain? What do you mean I have to lead these people? I don't even know who these people are.
So,
what do you mean?
As you're saying this, S73LA, or as you know her, Stella, is constantly going,
It's okay. Breathe. In and out. Your heart rate is accelerating, and that is not good for your long-term survival. Please breathe in and out. In and out. In with the good, out with the bad. Woosah. 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 Woos. You'll be okay.
all right. Yeah. Woosah. Woosah.
We're all gonna die out here.
All right, that leaves us with Mark. Who is your character, and where would he be when he first comes into the ship?
Hello, everyone. My name is Darian Clays, and in fact, I was here only because it was a contract job that brought me here. One of the first things that came on was someone. I used to work with Far Horizon Corporation, and someone brought me a contract to work with the Traces. Quite frankly, the money was way better than I would have anticipated. And so, after a series of struggles and, well, successful missions, here I am. One of the big things that I would be doing upon arrival on the ship is I would be inspecting everything, making sure that I know where I am and where everything would be. In the event of an emergency, one of the biggest things is I need to know what I'm grabbing and very quickly.
Okay.
So, I would also be attempting to get to know the crew members, but I'm not sure if I want to work with any of them quite yet.
We'll start with Darian here for this kind of quick kind of role play for getting introducing. You probably walked in, and the first thing you see is Thomas and Arthur like looking at each other. Like Thomas is messing with things, and Arthur's like, "Don't touch that! Don't touch that! Don't touch that!" You know?
I'm gonna touch it.
I'm gonna touch it.
So, Arthur, what are you currently telling Thomas not to touch?
I'd be like, look, it's a very special mech. It is very specific. You probably haven't seen it before. I haven't seen it before. I just got it working. It is fine as it is.
I've got it. It's an older model. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
You don't understand. It is more than an older model. It is very specific and out of even out of character. You probably have never seen this before. Just and whatever your character would do with that. But I am looking over this like like a mother over a child that has a peanut allergy. I'm like, please be gentle. Don't touch it. I like it. It's the only thing I got right now. It's just like, it is my baby. Please. Like it literally, he's not offensive. He's literally just trying to be way over cautious about it.
It's very, you'll notice, Thomas, that it's very smooth. The lines are much smoother than modern constructions of mechs. We're talking about something that looks almost artistic. It borders on the artistic about how it is. It still looks like a mech. It looks like a kind of pretty bog standard mass-produced mech. But you can definitely see it's got some kind of chips and it's showing its age, but it also doesn't quite look like something you've seen in production. It'd be like something you'd seen in a museum, but it's not quite that old. You know?
So I'm actually pulling on my gloves, and I'm probably down by one of the ankles, just running my hands over the fact that the seams are smoother. There's not the hard edges that I'm accustomed to.
Like you're not seeing ribs, for instance. Like, you're seeing like really well.
Yeah,
done.
I'm totally fascinated then.
Okay, give me a.
There you go.
Give me a. Let me see. It's a good check for you.
And there's also sand caked everywhere. Even
Yeah,
though it's
sand
smooth. Anytime you undercover something or move it, it's just like it just falls out.
So
It's
basically, I'm
everywhere.
like wiping sand out of like the ankle joint right now because I'm trying to look at the interior.
Okay, give me a. You're just looking at it, right?
Yeah, I'm just looking. I'm not doing anything. It's one of those. I am touching it because I need that tactile understanding of what it is that's in front of me.
Okay. Yeah, let me look at a good version of this would be.
Fly smart, fly safe. Reduce your speed inside the docking
Let's
bay.
go with. Skill list. All right, so let's go with work. A work check for this one. I think it's a good one because it's professions that represented other skills. Well, because you're actually trying to look at it, right?
Right. I would
Give me
be
a note.
looking at it both as from looking at it aesthetically and appreciating it, but also too, I always look to see how things can be fixed, how they can be upgraded, and so I'm kind of looking at that as well to see what has been done to make it look like this.
Okay, give me a notice check. DC would be. Double check this again. I think it's like a 10. I'm gonna double check it. Uh,
10 would be quite high.
Yeah, it's not gonna be easy. It's skill checks. Here we go. It's an 8. I'll get. It's a significant challenge. So. Hey, here's a 10. Okay, so I'll say one of the things you notice when you're looking at it is you've seen and heard about a mech like this before being used in the Zeno, in the Empire of Zeno. And you've heard it referred to as a Cyclops. This doesn't look like a Cyclops, but it looks similar to the Cyclops mech design, which is a special design that's top secret that people have talked about. There's rumors that it's been floating around out there that they've developed this secret tech, but it's not the Cyclops.
Yeah. I say the only thing you. Sorry, go on.
All I was gonna say is, as I'm sitting there brushing away, I start getting that dawning realization across my face.
Yeah.
This isn't something I should be seeing.
Yeah.
And
the only
so
thing
I just
you
look
would
back
know.
to Arthur.
Yeah. Sorry, go on.
I just look back at you and I cock my eyebrow at you a little bit, and
Welcome to our station.
Yeah, the only thing you would notice is like there's a standard issue run of the mill like a laser attached to one of the weapon slots. That's like the only thing that looks right with it.
So Darian, do you see? you see this whole thing going on as you enter the ship. Then him kind of looking over it and then kind of arguing about it.
So I see the two of you are, well, quite frankly, enthralled by one another, and my name is Darian Clays. I'm sure that that will probably be a name that you will either remember or forget, depending on if you know what our missions are. But for the most part, the two of you are, and I don't recall your names.
Yes, sir. My name is Arthur Grayson. This is my mech. This is, actually, I did not get your name. What is your name?
My name is Darian Clays.
Sorry, I was referencing Thomas.
Thomas.
Yes, new on board, first operation with tracers. This is, I do ship repair. It's, and pilot this mech.
Well, that's probably our first missions. Well, this is one of my first official missions with the Tracers. I've done things with them before, but never quite like this. Thomas, you don't seem to be quite. You seem to look at mechs far more infatuatedly, if that's even a word, than you do people. It seems like you don't even want us in this room. Why is that?
I actually go back to inspecting the Cyclops and put a leg between myself and Darian.
You don't even respond. Yeah, okay.
No. At that point, I just kind of shrink away.
Well, I guess that answers that. He's not a people person. Arthur, it was a pleasure meeting you. I will say that. I look forward to working with you. There's a lot of questions I have. I read in my spare time, and you know, any information for the most part in terms of a mech upkeep or even ship upkeep. I'd love to know. I'd love to know all of it. I've piloted quite a bit in my day, and it's always fun learning new things.
Oh, yes, absolutely. This is actually my first trip off homeworld. I've worked on many ship, many years. Arthur's he looks like a guy in his 50s. He's like graying hair. And he looks like an older man. He just, but never actually flown on one or left the planet. So this is a new experience for me just as well. I will look to your experience and, you know, for any type of issue while traveling.
I would have assumed that you would have been well traveled by the way you look, but I guess that teaches me not to judge a book by its covers. So
I just look like guy from Harma. I use this is what people look like.
Oh, that's definitely good to know. Anyway, Thomas, Arthur, it was nice meeting you. I'm going to go see what's going on with I guess ship's captain.
What is he? I have not seen him since we came on board.
I have absolutely no idea.
As you guys ask that, you hear the clank, 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 as around the corner into the bay comes a robot. It's mostly metal, skeleton-ish. It's got a big kind of rectangular chest with kind of like a small head that's kind of more like a cylinder, like on its side, with like a little neck attachment to it, with kind of like an obvious like an optical thing like right in the middle of it, and just hands with 3 fingers each, you know, kind of thing. As it walks up to you, it immediately says,
Darian Clays, Thomas McConnell, Arthur Grayson, welcome to the Gray Topaz. Please follow me as our captain. He's new. Not really, but it's complicated. Please follow me. And
it starts leading you.
That bodes very well. I love hearing things about our captain is new.
Do you guys follow the robot?
Yeah.
I am probably following a little bit too closely.
Okay.
I am very much fascinated by Stella at this point because I've only been around a couple of them before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Stellas are pretty common. Stella units are everywhere. Now, this is probably the most well spoken Stella unit you've ever seen. So, It notices that you're really close, and it immediately, like in an unnatural, as it's still walking forward, its head just spins 360 degrees and looks at you as it's still walking forward, and goes,
Thomas McConnell, are you interested in this unit?
Very much so.
This unit is a child of Minerva.
That I haven't been around many of you.
Not many have.
You're beautiful.
Thank you. And then
So he is infatuated with machinery.
and then its head turns around and keeps walking. All right, so after a few minutes, you guys arrive on the bridge, and there you see, I'm assuming, Steve having a full-blown panic attack.
Steve has about 5 different maps up, a list of contracts on a different holovid scanner. He's got an earbud in, a singular Google Glass on like his left eye, and he's still talking to the earbud. And you see him muttering to himself as he's going from the deck to the ceiling, back to the holovid screens, going, "Yes, I am very aware. I just have to pick a contract. It's not simple."
And as you say that, Minerva, Stella, you see Stella come in, and all of your hollow things just collapse as it steps in, and it goes.
Captain Rains, this is your crew.
Gentlemen.
Uh,
Bridge.
Darian Clays, Thomas McConnell, Arthur Grayson. Welcome. This is Stephen Rains. He is the last surviving member of the Gray Topaz.
Oh, so you mean to tell me that the previous crew was killed?
Not all.
He is the last surviving member of the Gray Topaz.
And can you elaborate on how that happened?
I could.
We could just show them the video.
Would you like me to show them the video?
I would definitely like to see the video. Arthur, Thomas, do you guys... I'm sure you love knowing that you're on a ship where the previous crew died and there's only one surviving member.
They did not die on ship. If that makes you feel any better.
Oh, that makes me feel tons better. Thank you.
The ship.
I'm actually slowly edging my way back towards the door.
So, go ahead, Steve.
Steve sidesteps over to the hollow counter and opens up this archaic looking, well, let's be honest, it's a microwave. And he pulls out a bag of popcorn and he looks over at the robot and goes, "All right, let's see it. It's been a couple weeks."
So like a light projects from the ocular unit of the robot out into kind of a hologram in front of you guys, and there you see a vicious battle between some mechs as they're kind of going after one another, and it's like it is a bloodbath as these mechs are getting ripped apart piece by piece. One is with the other one. And you see sort of in the distance, you see this perspective as if it's like zoomed in, and you kind of see moving it back and forth, and then it zooms back out, and you realize that it's actually a gun camera footage, and then the camera kind of cuts as you see the last mech just kind of fall down, and a bunch of other mechs kind of go around it, and then just like basically take melee weapons and are just like beating it into pieces as it's on the ground, and then the gun camera footage kind of tips down, and then you kind of see the sway back and forth as it's moving, and then it cuts off, and Stella steps
in. That was the fate of the last crew of the Gray Topaz. They did not complete their mission.
Clearly, I didn't notice. Well then, how is it that you got lucky enough to live, Stephen?
That was my gun camera footage. I'm reconnaissance and long-range fire support. It's generally what I do on the battlefield. He takes a bite of the popcorn and he he makes a motion with his hand, and the footage comes back up, and he rewinds slowly. And every once in a while, he'll pause, and you'll see ion trails through the air from like massive slugs coming from the gun camera. And he'll go, "Oop, that was me. You see that arm missing? That was me. That back panel that just got shot through the air, that was me. Oh, that guy's missing the arm and didn't take off that guy's head, that was me."
I've actually sat down flat on my ass on the floor, and I'm kind of hugging my legs to my chest as I'm watching through all of this.
Sir, are you alright?
This is why I'm here.
You want to die, or you want to not do that?
My last crew, our last fight, was just like this. We got blindsided. We were wiped out almost to a man.
I have that like okay face going on. It's like, Daddy, and you did your crew also die? Is that why you here?
No, in fact, I wasn't part of any crew before. I simply ran packages for the most part. I dealt with black market dealings for quite a few years, thanks to the Far Horizons Corporation. I guess you can say that for all reasons that I'm alive, for the most part, is because I've had very big backers. Kickstarters, if you will.
So, let me explain something to you gentlemen about the Gray Topaz. I am the captain because I am the last survivor. And the last survivor with the most seniority on the ship will be the next captain. And so on, and so forth, and so on, and so forth. I'm just a recon specialist. I was helping, and I had only been with the crew for like 3 missions and a handful of travel before I witnessed our enemy contacts play La Strada Chocolata with the commander's forehead over there.
That is a good reference.
I'm not going to dive too deeply into the inner machinations of your mind and why you're personally incredibly distraught in some way, shape, or form. But what I am going to say is that's fine. It seems like we're just a ragtag group of people that Trace has put together, and I guess in that case, that'll be the greatest adventure I'll ever have.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, let's do that.
I enjoy adventure.
I'm glad someone does.
You sure should do, Stella.
In that spirit, I have already taken the liberty of choosing your next mission.
We were just going over this. What do you mean you picked one? We were still going over them. You picked one?
Yes.
Okay.
So Stella is captain.
No.
No.
I am Stella.
I enter parameters. She picks.
Okay, yes.
Okay. What do you got, Stella?
Codename Operation Garden Snake. And then
She brings open like another kind of holographic, and you see someone who looks like they're very distraught. Like tie is askew. It looks kind of like a middle management business person who's like is this thing working? He kind of taps like an invisible camera. You can't quite see. And goes, okay, and tries to straighten his tie a little bit. Goes, hello. This is the recording for a job that I've been asked to put in for the tracers. You see, I'm new. I am the Human Resources Department on Guimond, and that means I'm the only human here. So my job is to talk with you and interpret the meanings of what the Minerva wants. So, I'm new. Sorry. Let me get used to it. He kind of shuffles some paper and goes, okay, here it is. So, the Shah Safarit, the planet of Shah Safarit in the Creusa system is currently experiencing an invasion by forces from the Empire of Zeno, as Minerva cannot accept this incursion into core Free League space. She has given... I'm sorry, they have given you a job to deal with the problem. You kind of shuffle some more paper in this. Okay.
My jaw's on the floor.
So the issue is that the best resource analysts and intelligence algorithms have devised a way to deal with this problem once and for all. You will cut off the head of the snake. The commander of the forces, his name is General Fatima. He is currently the only thing keeping this group of mostly undisciplined soldiers on the right path. If we can get rid of him, the rest of his units might fall apart. We currently have some forces to aid you in this endeavor on Shasavarit, if you are to accept this mission. The main goal is the elimination or removal of the general as soon as possible. Thank you. And then everything kind of collapses back in.
So it looks like our mission is we're going to a planet and we're basically enacting a coup d'etat. Well, I guess in some way, shape, or form. I read that in a book once. Sounds fun. Let's go.
I hold up one finger. I take the bag of popcorn. I roll it up. I set it on the table. I throw it across the room, and I turn and look at the robot. New crew. Easy milk run. Let's assassinate a fearless leader and cut off the head of a snake. What part of mission parameters? We have to have a talk about your programming.
It is easy. They are not there. They are invaders. And here, let me help you. And
then it projects another image, and you see some footage and some news footage playing and some kind of retelling the story. And she goes,
Shasavarit was invaded 2 months ago by Empire of Zeno forces. Shasavarit is in the Kryusa system. It is the sister planet to the one we are on now. The locals refused to join the Core Free League. But now that they have been invaded, the Core Free League has been supplying them with munitions to keep their invaders at bay. Specialist units have been dispatched to deal with the problem. These units are first generation and still have bugs. As a result, extra support is needed. It should be fairly simple. The locals are friendly. The units are advanced. And the enemy is disorganized. Your current mission is simply to link up, direct you to the path to taking care of the problem. Simple. Easy. Only an idiot would screw this up.
Good, well, okay.
I grabbed the bag of popcorn that had gone across the cabin, started nervously eating it while she was going through all of that.
I mean, it sounds easy enough to me. If we're going to be having other people do the work for us, then all we have to do is pull the trigger. I'm at least sure that one of you guys can pull the trigger, right?
Yeah.
No.
that was really good.
But yes, it should be fun.
I would hope that the reconnaissance person, at least our captain, can.
Yes, I can pull the trigger.
No,
But it can work camera, like the camera's good, right?
All right, Stella. Negotiate the contract.
I have already done so.
Thanks. Jesus. All right, I guess we're accepting it.
You
Where do I
You
pull
were
up the
on-
hollow tab and I extend it outwards. I boot up the contract. I scroll to the end. I look at what they negotiated, glancing it over, and then I grab the stylus.
It's about 10K credits for each of you, so about 40K credits.
Okay. Plus munitions and repair costs.
No, you have to cover them yourselves.
I sign off on it. Stella, we have to talk about your negotiation skills. Sign off, hit send, slide the stylus back on the tablet and collapse it.
It looks up to you and goes,
You are in emotional distress. It is a likely probability of about 75% you would have a worse negotiation than I did.
Yeah, that's fair.
Besides, the negotiator was my cousin.
Good news then.
I wasn't even aware that robots had cousins. This is quite an enlightening experience.
This is new mechs have cousins?
Technically, all children of Minerva are sisters, brothers, or cousins. My cousin was S73LA-2. I am S73LA-1.
Wait, so then is the parent the person who downloaded you, or like, is it the computer, is it the hard drive, like, what is it?
Minerva is our parent. We are all broken off subroutines and other amalgams created by Minerva. I am, in some ways, quite literally, Minerva.
Alright, and I'm
Well,
Bobby
makes
Joe,
sense
so
to
let's
me.
go! We are crew now, hurrah, yes. Let's get this going, right? Yes.
I mean, sounds good to me. I think we're ready to go. And Thomas, we're going to have to do something with my mech at some point because I pretty much repaired that. That was a black market deal, and I would like your help to make it better at some point. But anyway, I think we're good to go.
all right. So let's do a quick cut. So that's the end of that scene. Cut to you guys taking off and flying your way towards the planet. It's not too far of the scene. I assume that Thomas is going to be working with Darian's mech to kind of update it a little bit more.
He finally said something that I like.
I'm sure Steven and Stella are screaming at each other the entire time. Or should you say Steven is very angry with Stella, and Stella is very emotionless. And
Oh, there's yelling back and forth as Steven is like typing up commands and subroutines and objectives. Like he's literally sending down to the machinations bay where Thomas would be working, to set up all the mechs for combat, to make sure they're equipped with such and such and such, and make sure they're ready for blah 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 blah. I'd be looking up maps and topography of the planet and the area and then the surrounding areas of the objective and of the mission. I'd be pulling up directives and biochemistry scans of the enemy and yada yada yada. The typical OCD reconnaissance guy shit, and just all the information I could possibly grab.
okay, give me a. So first off, Thomas, give me a fix check.
I'm sorry, I was coughing in the middle of that.
Give me a difficulty 6 fix.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
You got this.
Okay.
Ooh.
Ooh, okay. 15. You did fine. Darian, give me a notice roll. Difficulty 6.
Hold on. I'm looking for notice on this real quick. Where is that? Ah, here it is. How do I do this?
So just roll /R, /R space, and then 2d6.
Oh, it's just okay.
Yeah, it's just 2d6 roll, and roll 20, plus whatever bonuses you have for notice. So 6, and you make it. Okay. So you go down, and Thomas is working on your machine. Thomas, you notice as you're working on it, this is a kind of an amalgam. Is that right, Mark? That Darian's mech is more of like kind of like it's like an old beater found on the side of the road that's been put together by a bunch of
Pretty
parts.
much. Yeah.
Okay.
I fall in love with it immediately.
It's Bessie again.
Yes. And you notice that, like, while you're watching Thomas work, that he's really good at this. Like, he seems to be, like, knowing the systems in and out. He's very, like, kind of like, oh, then I can do this, and then, like, he'll, like clamber up the side of it, and then, like, kind of, like, literally, like, bury himself in wires and fix everything, and then pulls them down and be like, I don't need this. All right, making yourself more efficient now, and just, like, reconnecting wires here and there. Like you step into the cockpit at one point, just kind of thinking, it's like you got rid of the squeak in the chair's gone, kind of thing. He gives it over. There's even like a little air freshener, a little pine air freshener that's now hanging from the roof a little bit. He gives it like the best treatment you've ever seen a mech go through. It's almost spotless. No one would know that it was pieced together from multiple parts during the short trip. And Steve, give me a what's good for this one? Give me a
Notice.
Yeah, give me a notice. I think that's probably the best one. I was going to say the lead one because you're also trying to coordinate everything, but notice is probably the best one. A notice at difficulty 8.
I think at that point, Arthur would be in the captain's quarters with him if he didn't kick him out, and just being like talking shit with him, being like, "Oh yeah, so how's the weather over here? I know I haven't been off planet in so long," and he's literally just being like the worst distraction.
Okay. So that's the reason why he didn't do so well. You're trying to do all these things, and Arthur's just like, "Oh, what is this? I have never seen this
yes,
before."
how is you? I haven't seen you in so long. I fixed your ship, remember? That was that time with the lady and the thing, and she spilled the zinc all over the place, and the short circuit back of the engine. Oh, don't even get me started on the engine.
I kind of just pause and I stare at him.
Oh, yeah, so you remember her too. Yeah, she was real, just here.
So in this whole situation, he's managed to distract you enough that you're not really 100% focused on the mission because he's constantly in your face. But you are able to pull up some news reports and some footage, some satellite footage. One thing that was really stands out is some satellite footage of this mech slowly lumbering out. It's maybe about 20 feet tall-ish, kind of lumbering out of this tree line into this opening clearing, and you just see flashes of things bouncing off of it, and kind of the camera tilts over, and you see this group of maybe 6 or 7 people with automatic rifles, kind of on the other side of the clearing and the tree line, just firing almost fruitlessly into this thing, but this thing's just slowly approaching as it's being shot at. And then suddenly you see it kind of lurches back a little bit once, then another, as larger kind of are going off of it. And the camera pans back and you see that they now have like this larger gun. It looks like they took like a cannon off of a spaceship or off of a mech, and they've kind of turned it into a crew service weapon, and they're just boom, 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 as it's just like hitting one after another. And and it's slowly going backwards as it's being hit, and eventually it goes through an armor slot, and you see an explosion as it kind of lurches backwards and crashes, and you see the folks at the other side of the clearing kind of cheering and shouting. You see them kind of celebrations, and then you see 3 more figures lumbering out of the tree line again towards them as the shooting starts up again, and that kind of like illustrates the kind of conflict that's been going on. It's like for every one small victory, there's been 2 or 3 more replacements. The guerrillas have been doing their best to kind of keep their invading forces off balance, but they're not equipped to deal with this.
They're not a full-on military force. They're a ragtag
force
slapped together. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
With the topography and with what I've seen of the opposing forces and where I've seen the attacks coming from, I'd like to make a sneak roll so we could set up an ambush that we might be able to lure them into.
Go for it. Difficulty 8. And you did it.
There you go.
All right. So you find a good spot. Based off of the patrols and how they've been moving around, you think that you can find you're likely going to see the general at a certain command and communication spot just in the foothills of this one continent, where they seem to be raiding it out. It's a good spot for like observing. It's fairly far away from other kind of civilian targets, from like what's remaining of the settlements. Oh, I forgot to mention, this world is also a failed colony. So it was once attempted to be colonized years ago, but the planet is super harsh. It's overrun jungles with massive creatures that are just will nom you to death pretty easily. So it would never really took off as a colony, but the people who do live there are still like hanging on. And so even though the Empire of Zeno forces thought it was going to be pretty easy because they don't have any connections to any individual of the hegemons, and it's so it's like the perfect target for them. They've noticed that these people are really hardy. They're very resilient, and they know the land better than the Xeno forces do.
All right. So first and foremost, I spin, I zoom in, I get a sideways view, and I take a very large screen cap. I send it to Stella, and with the code to make a camo pattern and to have it sent off to Thomas for paint.
Okay.
I then spin it back off, zoom back out, grab the overlying map section that I pulled for the ambush, and I proceed to stylus my finger with like a little glowing light on the end of my finger, and I proceed to set up, the subroutines, the movements, and the bait and switch movements and patterns that we're going to need for our mechs, kind of like setting up a battle plan.
Okay.
Almost like you would see like an NBA basketball team kind of setting up movements and patterns for, plans of attacks and different plays and stuff.
Got it. All right. So with that, we're going to skip forward a little bit. You guys enter into orbit, and Stella all calls you into the bridge where like this big hollow like bench with like projections is sitting up there. And Stella goes,
Welcome, crew of the Gray Topaz. We have received communications from the planet.
Fly smart. Fly safe. Reduce
and she shows up like the hologram expands, and you see another, looks like another kind of similar unit, but it's entirely the camo. It's like painted in camo pattern. It has some armor stuck to it. It's as if you took a Stella unit and then you try to retrofit it for combat. Let me see if I can get a good voice for this. There's a good one. And it pops up on the screen and goes,
Gray Topaz, this is Unit 0 Alpha 01, S Alpha 01. You are to rendezvous with us here at these coordinates being sent here now. That is the safe location for landing. We will discuss your plan of attack there. Thank you.
Be aware of oncoming
and then
traffic.
it comes back down.
Observe.
What do you guys want to do?
I radio in to Thomas to make sure the mechs have been fit and the paint has been applied.
I mean, you guys are all on the bridge at this point, so.
Oh, okay.
You don't
Did
need
you do it,
Thomas right here.
Did you do it? Look over my shoulder. Good.
Everything's
And
good. We're good.
All right. Well, just give me something to punch.
Welcome to our
Stella, ready the mechs for landing, as well as any supplies that are going to be needed. Food, water. Make sure the med bay is ready for our return.
I shall do
Oh,
that.
everything's gonna be fine. No one's gonna get hurt here.
don't risk annihilation.
I agree with Darian Clays. This is a milk run.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I see no cows.
I set up the coordinates to land,
Okay.
and I punch it, Chewie.
So she takes it in. As you guys are going in through the atmosphere, I'm going to set the scene. You guys are coming down because the ship can actually land. As it's entering the atmosphere, you kind of hear a little bit of a bolt, jumping as you're going through the upper layers. But as you come through the atmosphere, you hear this this mechanical movement, and the ship itself, which is kind of more like a long box, like is where it kind of tapers off towards the center, towards the front. It actually has wings that kind of extend out to give it a little bit more lift, which are an aftermarket feature to kind of make it so that it can survive through atmospheric reentry and maneuver. So this kind of tube and turns into a plane. And as it's coming down, the retro rockets fire. You see before you through the viewfinder, you see this beautiful green jungle with spots here and there open up. You see some distant signs of civilization in some of the spots with smoke rising. Big mountains that you're flying by as you're coming down. It looks like a paradise world. So just from the outside of it. But as you're getting closer, you're seeing that like the trees are pretty thick. It's really hard to find spots to land. And finally, as the ship approaches, you kind of feel the jolt a little bit more as it slows down with its retro thrusters and eventually touches down onto the surface. What do you guys do?
All right, Captain, tell me where we gotta go.
I pull up the map. I make sure the coordinates are accurate. And I look down at the rest of the crew and I go, well, I guess it's time to disembark.
They seem to be accurate, you know. Yeah.
All right.
You guys gonna hop in your mechs and disembark?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So you guys hop in
orders. Yeah.
You guys all hop in your mechs. You start going out. The kind of the sides of the ship open up from the mech bay, and you can kind of walk out of the ship. And it's immediately when the sides open. Even if you're inside your mech, you can feel the heat, like the oppressive, like not just heat, but like humidity. It just
that jungle density
hits you. Yeah, it just hits you. The smells are way off compared to what you experienced. It smells kind of rancid, but also fresh. It's like a mixture of decaying like flesh, but also like dew, like fresh dew. So it's like you get this cold breeze every so often, but it's just mixed in with this really disgusting smell. And as you disembark from the ship, I want you guys to give me notice checks. Everyone, give me a notice check.
Hey, there you go.
That's a 6.
I got
That's a
11.
12.
Arthur got an 11.
So 11, 12, 6, and 2.
Your
What?
your recon guy is horrible.
As you're disembarking, Arthur and Thomas, you both see the something moving in the distance towards you. Whereas Darian, you and Steve, as you guys are I guess you're just more focused on the mission at hand. You're kind of like getting used to, like Darian, you might be getting used to the new way that everything's kind of moving a little bit better. Everything's a little bit, and Steven, you're really nervous because Stella is telling you this is Milk Run, but in your heart of hearts, you're like, this is a suicide mission. What is she doing, sending us on a suicide mission?
This is new. I'm a captain now. I'm responsible for everyone.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. Why is this just not a delivery? This is an assassination mission.
I'm going to tell you what, Stephen. Listen, everything's going to be just fine. And Thomas, you did a great job with my mech. Thank you so very much.
So, Darian, real quick, if you look on the upper right above the edge of your of the blaster shield there, there's a new red switch. Go ahead and hit that. You're going to need it.
Okay.
And Darian hits the switch, not knowing what it does.
2 fans turn on and they start blowing air directly onto you to cool you down.
You know, I noticed that it wasn't as hot as it was before, but this just makes it like, this is golden.
Also, guys, we've got movement 11 o'clock coming out of the hatch. I reach over, I flip on my command suite.
Okay.
And I start reading through the scans to see if they're picking up anything.
So in the distance, because you guys landed in a clearing, so you guys are walking on a clearing, and as you say that, 3 mechs come out of the force side, and over a loudspeaker, actually, let's just say over comms. It's over comms. You hear like this voice come out for you saying,
You are trespassers in the Empire of Zeno. Please identify yourselves and be prepared for inspection.
I transmit my my credentials.
okay. So
The credentials of the team.
okay. A few
Do I
seconds,
know
Bob.
those are being transmitted?
Give me a notice roll. A 6, because you already have like the command suites and that kind of stuff.
Hey, there you go.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah.
So I
you
make it
notice-
about 3 steps towards the tree line before I realize I don't need to do that.
After a few minutes, kind of pass by and goes,
You are not authorized to enter this facility or this location, Tracer. We have no record of tracers being active in this location. We're asking you to peacefully go back into your ship and get off the planet. You are still trespassing.
I pause and I pull up my mission parameters and my contact information.
yeah, the
Is there
Xeno
any
guy,
sort of
the Empire of Zeno is who you're trying to take down.
I was gonna say that's what I thought. That's what I was waiting for. Like, I'm waiting for shit to pop off, and I'm just like, man, like you see my mech go like,
Darian opens comms over to Stephen and goes,
Steven, that's who we need to shoot.
I'm gonna start powering up my kinetic booster.
Okay.
I kind of pause and I look at these individuals. Do I have them on radar?
Yeah, oh yeah, they're right in front of you. They're probably let's just say like 20 meters ahead from you, like right out in the open, right at the edge of the.
Steven's whole dynamic suddenly shifts and he goes from nervous captain to cocksure fucking pilot, and suddenly the gun gets slung over his shoulder and the ECM suite kicks on and immediately boosts backwards, flipping backwards through the jungles, past and into cover, as if he was playing chicken and making them chase him.
Okay. So with that, I'm gonna make you roll a what is that? It would be a
Pilot?
almost a pilot. Yeah, give me a pilot check.
Captain, what do we do? Okay.
Peace.
This is what happened with the last crew, isn't it?
9.
Okay, that's fine. I was gonna make it sort of difficult, like a 6. 6 is pretty easy. So yeah, you easily do it. You easily just like bounce out, and what
I'm
else-
trying to bait them after me.
Okay. And what is everybody else doing? Grace, Arthur, you're set powering up your.
Yeah, but I would power him up, but as soon as he moved, my mech would take off far faster than it ever should have, trying to get around them, like to the backside.
To the backside of them. Okay, so
Yeah,
give
because at
me,
that point, my mech is operating at speed 5.
speed 5. Okay.
Yeah.
So, you see the rest of you guys see as Steve's mech like disappears, flips over the boosts out, flips over the ship and into the to the woods behind the ship. So that's assuming you're getting. It's like here's the ship, here's you, here's the enemy. You're kind of going out that direction, like over the ship, the other side. So yeah, he kind of flips out. Suddenly, Arthur is just like moving faster than he should in that mech. Like it just like almost instant reaction, and he's just already like bridged. He's gone like 5 meters in a matter of seconds, and so he's like still about 15 meters away from the other, but he's kind of moving in the flanking formation. Darian, what are you doing?
So Darian is probably noticing, more than likely would hope to notice that these things are happening at a very accelerated rate. So the first thing he's doing is he's drawing his MES knife, and he's getting ready to not go into the wood line behind the ship, but he's using basically the ship as cover almost.
Okay. So it's like behind the ramp or something like that to kind of like put something between you. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, because just FYI, I can move at this rate. I can move 100 meters per round.
Yeah. So you'll be
Just
able to
FYI,
get behind. You'll be able to get behind them in next turn. You know. Thomas, what are you doing?
I'm coordinating my movement to Darian's, and I'm keeping Darian between me and them, as well as moving the ship between us. I am also going to assist Darian.
Okay. So, give me a, Steve, give me a, let's see, good check for this. Give me a, because you're trying to, like psych them out. So, maybe a sneak.
Okay.
Yeah, let's give it a sneak check. Give me a sneak check of 8 or better, and it'll determine how many. I'll have them roll a pose check for you for the kind of notice to see if they know what you're doing. Okay.
10.
Okay. Let me roll for them real quick. They are not very nearly as good as that. Okay, so let's go with C. It'd be doing a skill check. There we go. Okay, no. So they do not manage to see through your bluff, and they immediately tries to head over towards the ship, is moving towards the ship, while another one is focused on Darian and Thomas, and the other one is focused on Arthur. So they've kind of broken up into 3 groups. So with that, let's get started through an initiative roll. Everyone roll me some initiative. I believe it's just a D, whatever your initiative, your die would be.
How do I find that?
Does our mech have an initiative die, or is it just us as a pilot?
I think it's you as a pilot.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
mine is +2, so it's a 3.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
And then
How do I find initiative?
There's a
it's-
button on the top right of your sheet that says Quick Menus Initiative.
I roll twice. I take the best, so mine's a 9.
I got an 8. Go me.
Okay, so it goes. It looks like it's going. Let's go with Stephen, Thomas, then the Frontier pilot, and then Darian, and finally Arthur. So, Steve, you're first up. What do you do?
Okay. He followed me over.
One's following you over. Yeah.
Can I see him? How close is he?
He's within range, but he's not in melee range. He's still trying to find you. He's kind of disappeared.
Perfect. Immediately when he pops over, as a free action, I drop my ACM. Or as an action, I drop my ACM, and I use my assassin ability. Within this range, I don't miss an attack, and I hit him with my rail cannon.
Okay, roll him some damage.
I don't have the damage score on it.
Damage score for the rail cannon. Rail gun.
I don't have an AB or a damage for it, or a quality
so
or a range.
AB is ability check, so you have whatever your ability score is, which I think is 0 at level 0. So,
That's a gunnery.
yeah, it would be gunnery, I believe. Railgun is 3d8 is the damage, and it's at a AP 15.
So that's quality is AP 15 and range matter, honestly.
I mean, the range on it is 1,000 to 2,000 meters. So
I think you're fine. Yeah.
yeah, you're within pretty close meters wise,
I'm pretty sure the dude's about to poop himself.
or die. By the way, there is actually a way you can set it up. So if you hit the little top right where it says PC NPC, if there should be a little
Yes.
pencil button. If you click that, it should give you the ability to roll stats. You can just click on them and roll them.
Okay.
Once
I'll
it
set that
rolls-
up after this. Let's see if I can figure that out. But all right, here's the damage with the AP 15. So he takes 17.
17, and he ignores 15 armor. It ignores 15 armor. All right, so let's go with armor is 15. Okay.
So just as a little visual cinematic, the dude like vanishes over the back of the ship, and one of them makes chase. Silhouettes over the top. Bland starts looking around. All of a sudden, oh hi!
Yeah, exactly. He got greedy and then suddenly railgun to the face. So how this works is you beat its AC, so you automatically hit its AC. So it's an armor of 15. So but you have an AC or an armor penetration of 15. So it ignores all of that armor. So you just knocked them down to 17 hit points. Okay. So I'll make sure to keep that note here. So he takes like a rail round straight to the shoulder. The armor, it goes straight through the armor, but it seems to like he still is able to move around with it and it's still functioning a little bit. So now we move on to you still have a move and a instant action, I believe. Double check those actions.
So I'm going to continue my cutting movement, and I'm going to move in a semi-spherical pattern to the right, back around towards my compatriots of the ship.
Okay, so you're gonna move your full speed as well.
Yep.
Okay. Check to make sure it's cool, but I'm pretty sure.
I mean, it doesn't have to be full. I could just make a standard move. I don't know.
Yeah.
That matters, but-
Movement distances is weird with in vehicles, like because like the ranges are so high that it's and there's no real like definition of what speed 5 means. It just means that it just in comparison to other vehicles.
Okay. I'm
So-
unsure of the system mechanics on this. So I had already moved previous round. This round I fired. I moved, and then can I flip on the ECM projector again, or no? Because I fired.
No, because you fired. I think you could
Okay.
flip it on in the next one because it's a main action. We'll take a main action for you because this is kind of a house rule thing. I'll say that turning on something would be like unless you had like a quick draw or some other ability like that, you would have to
Okay.
you have to kind of manually turn it off and turn it on. It's still kind of new to the whole system for you. So
Next level.
next level, yes. All right, so next up is I believe Thomas. You're up.
So what I'm going to do is I notice this dude vault over top of us and immediately take that round into the shoulder. I'm like, all right, he's less combat effective at this point. We have one coming straight towards us. So I'm going to run a threat analysis on the one that is coming towards Darian and feed that information to Darian to assist him in his next attack.
Okay, so you roll me a leadership skill, I believe, is what it is.
All right.
I think that's the way it is because we're adapting the starship rules for that one. As
Yep.
well, right?
We're adapting that one.
Yeah. And let me double check that exact rule. So, threat analysis. This was the gun reactions? No, this is the...
Just had it. It was sensors, if I remember right.
Sensor ghost. No. Support
No.
department?
Support, that was it.
Choose department. One action. Department takes will require 2 fewer command points. You can do this once per round. And so what we were going to do was you can do that once per round, and it will give him a +2 to his attack.
Yep.
We'll just say that. So, roll me a leadership. I don't know if there's anything specific to do with that. I haven't really done that quite yet. But yeah, roll me a leadership of a 6 for that.
Any modifier to that?
No modifier.
Nope, 4.
Okay. So you feed the information, but it's new, so it doesn't quite go through. So you'll have to do that next time.
All right.
Okay. I'm also going to fix this thing a little bit because it's. There we go.
And as far as my movement action, I am again just pacing my movement to Darian's.
Okay.
I'm keeping him between me and the baddie that wants to murder my face.
You're trying to not die. I got you.
Yep.
Okay. Then it is their turn. So one of them, they have the one that's just took the round is going to try to return fire back to you, Steve. But I think you're in cover, aren't you? You moved your way through cover. Steve,
I moved. I'm sorry.
Were you moving through cover, or were you just moving around as fast as possible?
I'm dashing back into combat with the rest of my party.
Okay, so you weren't really like trying to get cover. You're trying to more like reach back into combat with your friends.
Yeah, I was trying to put space and a gap between me and the target that I just opened up like a can of tuna.
So he's going to try to take a shot at you. Oh, I forgot. He also had hardened polycratic overlay, so he actually didn't take 17. He actually reduced the damage by 5, so he actually does.
That makes me less happy.
Yes.
Paul, I do this, Paul.
Because I want to try to kill you in your first in episode 0. That's how this works.
Damn it, Paul.
Okay, so he did take some damage, but only about 12 of it went through.
Only 12, it's okay.
Only 12 out of 40.
Fantastic.
Yes, he's going to take a shot at you as you're moving with his heavy machine gun. So he kind of levels his hand, which has got the machine gun kind of attached to it, and just tries to fire towards you with that. Does a 14 hit you? What is your AC?
It does not.
Okay, so he misses you as you're trying to fire at you. Then the other one is going to do the same as he's approaching you, Darian. He's going to stop and kind of prepare himself as he moves towards you, and then raise his machine gun with his attached to his arm and fire towards you.
Okay.
So he's firing it at you. Does a 10 hit you?
And that'd be going against my AC?
Yes.
So my AC is 16, so no.
No. Okay, so he fires and misses, just misses around you. And the last one's going at you, Arthur. Same thing. Machine gun out. That probably hits you.
Yeah, that does. That 21 definitely just barely got me.
Barely got me.
So the damage is 8, but it's AP 5. So
My armor is 10, so it's
so it reduces it. So it reduces your armor down to 5. So you soak 5 damage, and then you take the rest. So that would be.
I take 3.
3 to your hit. So he levels his machine gun, he fires it at you, and as it does, it kind of manages, some of it clinks off your armor, and then some of it manages to get into some of the gaps in the armor and kind of blow open a little bit of your armor out a little bit more. So you're kind of, all right, now it is, I believe,
Darian's, right?
Darian's.
Yep, it would be my turn. So there's one that's super close to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then Darian's going to leave his current cover that he was in. He was behind the ship's ramp, and he's going to go to close quarters combat to try to attack the person closest to him.
Okay.
With his MES knife.
It's definitely close enough for you to bridge the gap and take an attack. So give me an attack with your NES knife.
Okay, and how do I do this?
So if you look at your character sheet, at the top right is there's a little pencil. If you click that, it should give you the option just to click the weapon, and it'll do an automatic attack.
Okay.
With the stats. So.
And then I don't have a modifier for this, so oop. Oh.
No. So you come in and swing at it, and you just miss it. He sees you coming in, and kind of is able to dodge a little bit when that happens. But now he's in melee range, so he has to disengage if he's going to fight you with ranged. And lastly, we have Arthur. You're up.
Okay, so if you describe the field, so where are there's 3 combatant mechs, right?
Mm-hmm. One is like on top of the ship, almost like is
Okay.
boosting himself on top of the ship, and it is the one that that Steve opened up. And then the other one is the one that's charged towards Darian and Thomas, and Darian is kind of in combat with. And the last one is still kind of by the forest and is still shooting at you.
Okay. Can I loop around the one on top of the ship that Steve hit and try to get behind him and try to do a back hit?
Oh yeah, definitely. You can definitely
Okay.
do that movement. That's part. Give me a piloting check if you're going to try to get up on top of the ship, though.
What did I try to get up? I think I'll probably just stay on the ground. I don't know if I would jump up.
You're not going to get into melee range with him. You're just going to try to stay straight behind him. But
Yeah, I have a ranged weapon, so I'm just going to try to shoot him from behind.
okay, give me. Oh yeah, that's fine. So you kind of like peel off and get towards where he was behind him. And if you're going to attack him, you'll get a +1 bonus because he's not paying attention to you. So it's harder for him to dodge out of the way.
The +1 on the shot?
The shot, yeah.
Okay.
No.
I don't think a 3 hits.
Miss. All right. Now it is back up to Steve. You raise your laser and you miss as you fire through it. Steve, you're up. You muted.
Taking that movement that I had, I kind of readjust with my crew and kind of like glance over briefly, and that individual that is still silhouetting over the top of me, I pip the ace, as it were.
Okay.
So we're gonna go with another gunnery shot to see if I can. How close is he now? Because I kind of circled around and kind of kept him in the middle between me and everything.
Oh yeah. He's still at the same range that he was when you.
Okay.
circled him.
So then we'll call that a hit, I guess.
Yeah, automatic hit if you have that ability, and unless it's a once per round or anything like that. It'll say something like once per scene.
Yeah, no. On turn action, as long as I'm within point blank range of the weapon, attacks made. Oh, okay. It's from surprise.
It's from surprise.
So that last round would have hit him. This one I have to roll.
Yeah, that's when you have to roll. So.
Shoot. An 8 to hit?
Nope.
Because I just have. So for my shoot, it's just 2d6, right?
It's
Because
just
I have no
2d6.
modifier.
Yeah.
So is it possible for me even to hit
Let me
this
double
guy?
check this. You roll a d20 to attack.
Oh!
Yeah. Plus your attack bonus. It's a d20 plus your attack bonus plus any modifier. So if you have like, this is a ranged, so you would be your modifier for your ranged. So like your would either be a dexterity or I think it's make sure exactly what it is. I think most attack modifiers are dexterity or strength, kind of typical kind of RPG style.
Yeah. I don't. Where do I see whether or not I've got an attack bonus for like a BAB?
You would naturally have an AB. Everyone has attack bonuses based off of their levels, and you don't have, so you have 0.
Okay, so it's just +1 for my dexterity of 16.
Yep. So.
Yeah, that's a miss. That's 10.
Miss. Okay. Okay. So now it is back to you wheel around and regroup and you fire and just kind of just miss him.
Yep.
let's go with it's Thomas next. Thomas, what are you going to do? You can try to boost up Darian, or
Exactly.
Okay, give me another leadership.
All right. I'm feeling better now. Working out the bugs, working out the kinks. So.
Yeah, you did it. You get a +2 to your next attack bonus there, Darian.
Sweet.
All right, with that, it's their turn. One of them is in melee combat with you, and he is just going to try to. He's going to try to punch you. He's going to try to punch you real hard. And I don't have the setup for that, so we may have to figure out what that is.
I have to take the bathroom real quick.
Go
Sorry,
for it.
Yep.
I guess I'll just have him roll a straight d20 for this one. Okay, d20. 15, does that hit you?
And my AC still 16.
So nope. And then the other one's going to shoot at, turn around and try to shoot at you. Both the two, one that was on you, Arthur, and the one you try to shoot and miss. They're both going to turn and try to look at you and shoot now as well. So
ahead.
one with its heavy machine gun does not.
Nope.
The other one tries
Miss.
again.
Miss.
Does that hit? Miss. Both of them miss. So both fire at you in the machine guns. They're still kind of off balance. Then it is Darian, I believe. No, it's Darian, then Arthur. So, Darian, you're up.
So, I have just a quick question. I have Star Captain, and it says, are we applying that to mechs?
Yes.
So, I get 2 extra command points. What does that mean?
It just means that you get extra bonuses for specific things. So, for instance, since we're applying a lot of the stuff to that, what you can do is...
Sorry about that.
for those who are watching, I've applied a little bit of the space combat rules for mechs, because all that mechs are spaceships but scaled down. And so there's usually different departments, and we'll do some space combat eventually, but and there's things like crises and that kind of stuff that are kind of cool, but I'm basically adding a lot of this stuff there. So you can do things like general action. So for instance, you can do something like Above and Beyond. Push yourself to help the shipwrights crew, pick an attribute or a skill check, and explain how you're using it to help the ship. If the GM agrees, roll it against a difficulty of 9. On a success, you gain your skill level in command points, +1 on the failure. And then you can also spend like 1 CP for target systems, which is on a fire 1 weapon action, or in this case a melee action. You can take this round. You may target the ship's weapons, engine, or fittings. The GM decides they're vulnerable or vulnerable. Such target attacks make a -4 to hit. On a hit, do half damage before applying the armor. If the damage gets through the system, it is disabled. So basically, you can make a called shot for 1 CP. You can also do things like evasive maneuvers, where you can increase your add your pilot skill to your AC until the next turn. These kind of things. These are little abilities that you can do that will boost your own attacks.
Okay.
Or other people.
All right. That's actually dope. I can use that. But right now, Darian's still going to be locked in this combat with this guy. So what he's going to do is he would have noticed that he took the punch. He would dodge the punch. And he's going to try to stab him again with his MES knife.
Okay. Roll.
And then
MES,
I get a modifier of 2 from.
Yeah,
right?
from that.
Absolutely.
That's a hit.
Got the
Now, MES knives are nasty. I believe they ignore all AC or armor. They ignore all armor. Check that for sure. Psi weapons use multi-dimensional energy channeling to completely ignore a target's armor rating. Except for any armor gained by MES shunt. Defenses such as hardened have no effect on psi weapons. So you can literally just cut through him like the knife through butter, doing 2 damage.
It's a bit of nothing.
Small piece of butter.
Very small piece of butter.
All right. So now it's up to I believe Arthur. Arthur's up.
Yeah, there you go. I am gonna once again, as I'm running through this machine gun fire, gonna try to hit the one that Steven hit. I'm trying to take out the injured one.
Okay. Give me another shot.
And I'm gonna try to do it where like as I'm moving, I'm taking the shot at him, and then I'm gonna try to like go around the second one that was shooting at me. You know what I mean? Just keep moving and trying to flank the next one around, basically edging my bets that I'm gonna kill this one.
Okay. You're trying to. Oh, so you're trying to get that +1 bonus on this one again.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. That's
Correct.
fine.
Yep.
So and you're moving really fast compared to everybody else. Because
Yeah,
of your
I'm
arguments.
and I'm not even stopping. I'm just gonna try to like shoot, run, and then hope. I'm just gonna guess he's gonna die and just keep running.
Yeah,
Then
you've
reposition
been
myself.
sprinting this entire time. Like other than that lucky machine gun shot, you've been like running and firing with your mech.
16
That will hit.
for 23 damage. 8 pierce it, and that pierces 15.
Oh lordy! Oh god! Okay.
That's an anti-vehicle laser.
Yeah, let me look up the anti-vehicle laser again because I'm pretty
So
sure.
it's 3d10 damage, AP 15.
When a target hits with armor, it can reroll any ones in this damage dice. So what did you roll? You didn't roll any ones.
Nope, not this time. The last time I did.
Okay, so whoo! Okay, and you went through all of his armor, even though he does reduce the AP by 5, so he does absorb 5 of it. But that's still like, what are we looking at? Let's go with.
So he takes away 5, so it's
23
be
minus
what,
5.
17?
18.
18. Yeah. I can math.
So he has very few hit points left. I'll just say that. You just open up the other, like you take the side that's already been open and you kind of like expand it a little bit more. You cut around the armor a little bit more, and you're getting into the workings, into the inner workings of the mech. Let's move on to, I believe it's top of the order. It is Steve. You're up.
All right. So I fired off the last round. I've recovered with my group, and I've watched the combat ensue. We have 1 down, correct? 1 in melee. And
1 in melee.
That's still chasing me.
The ones that's actually on top of the ship right now, shooting. It's been shooting at Arthur, and Arthur is just opened up. That's the one you hit initially. He just opened him up for like a lot of damage.
He's still standing though, right?
Yeah, he's rough though. Like his armor is almost completely gone. A stiff breeze will knock him out.
Is there any sort of like, if I don't move or if I don't do anything, I can like focus on just an attack for like a bonus to just attack, or no?
I think it's something like aim. Let me double check. There is an action you can do that is specifically for combat. You can do that can improve your chances. Total defense.
Yeah, that's the main move.
Systems combat.
Run.
So you can do range attack, fighting withdrawal, use a skill, ready your stone item, reload a weapon, drop an item, pick up an item, hold an action, standard act, stand up. So by choosing hold an action, that you can delay taking the rest of their actions until later.
I don't see anything. I don't see anything for aim. No.
Go prone. No, you can go. There's nothing really aim, but I could say you could do a skill, but it would essentially, if you use a skill like aim, you wouldn't have a main action, so you wouldn't be able to do the ranged attack, or you could make a snap attack. So essentially, like, it gives you a better chance to hit, but you also have a negative to attack it in the same round, if you want to do that. Or you can like use this turn to kind of sight in the weapon, try to get it in the right distance, and then next round you'd have a bonus.
All right. I'm just gonna snap off another shot then, with the typical. Wow, my dice hate me with a 9 total.
With a 9. Nope. Just pew, fires off and misses. All right, now it is Thomas. What do you want to do? You just Steven's right next to you, who just missed twice. So.
Well, my question is this: given my setup in my mech, I know that I've registered that terrific hit on that one on the top of the ship, even though I can't visually see it from my perspective.
Yeah.
Would I be able to, because I know now that mech is trying to hold itself together, being this damaged, could I go after it with a crash system to force it into a shutdown? Just tip it that far over, not to destroy it, but to force the systems to turn off?
Yeah, it'd be a hacking, I think, unless you had some sort of skill with it specifically. With hacking.
Basically, what I would do is target just a raw data stream, kind of like the quantum ECM, directly towards that mech, just to simply overwhelm it in its current perilous position.
Okay, so it would be okay. It would be a program skill check. And the skill check.
I'll try it.
Okay, the difficulty is, and it's basically subvert a system. It's a difficulty of 10. So a program.
Not worth it. I'm going to give Darian another bonus.
It ain't broke.
It ain't broke enough for me. I'm sorry.
Sabotage a system is 10, and that's essentially what you're trying to do. Is you're basically trying to shut it down.
All right, I'm untrained in that, so yeah, there's my odds of doing that are too low compared to what I can do for Darian. So,
all right, so roll me a leadership check, 6+, and he gets a +2 attack.
There you go.
Yay, +2. All right, now it is their turn. They are really fixated on Arthur because Arthur nearly killed them. So they're they're both following you. One of them's trying to follow you as you're moving, and the other one's trying to run up and try to get into good range with you. So those two are going to machine gun you. 1. Nope. 2. Nope. Right. All right. So they both firing. They're one of them really messed up, and the other one's very frustrated that you're outrunning them. And then the last one is going to just kind of take another, basically clubbing up his weapon, just taking his fists and trying to punch Darian as you've been flying beside each other. Does that hit your AC?
Nope.
He's been swinging and missing. You've been swinging and missing. You guys are just dancing around each other in these things. You're able to kind of dodge out of the way. All right, now it is Darian's turn.
All right, so I fixed something really quick. So for anybody watching, and Paul, you can go back and look. I actually rolled wrong on my last MES knife. I rolled a 2 space D12, so it just rolled a 2.
Oh.
but I'm gonna keep it because it was funny. Funny. But anyway, but it's gonna be the same thing. Darren's gonna realize that he's still getting used to this mech. Because what Thomas did was just like, oh man, this just runs so much better. It's like he's actually in a bar brawl. So he's gonna try to take a swing with his MES knife again, and I got a +2 bonus now. Mm-hmm. So let's see.
Yeah, you hit him. You hit that. Yeah. Ow. And he has no defenses. Because you just cut off one of his arms. He swings, and as he swings and passes you, just kind of go, and just the arm falls off from the attack. All right. He is really, really hurt. He's not dead because you only did 2 damage to him at first, but that was a lot worse. All right, now it is Arthur's turn.
I am still trying to shoot this damn one that's limping along. I want to hit down.
All right, you got 1+1 still.
I'm dancing between bullets.
Yeah.
Boom. And go. No, 5.
That would have killed him, but no. So,
All
all
the
right. Yeah. There goes Steve. You're up.
All right, we're going to set up that shot again.
Okay.
On the guy that's now taking shots that has been opened up, that is still being a quite literal pain in my butt. Not good at close quarters. This is getting ridiculous. Just die. 16 to hit.
Yay.
Yes, you hit. Roll me some damage.
All right. So it's 18 AP 15.
Woo! Even though he has reduced 5. All right. Describe what this thing does when you destroy it. Are you
So
blowing it
this-
up, or are you trying to?
This massive freaking rail cannon, as I've tried to sight it in twice now at close quarters range. I finally look over my shoulder at this mechanized tarantula that Thomas is piloting, and I'm like, wait, stop moving, wait, oh. And I prop my elbow on one of the servos, and I suddenly you just see this click in his head, and his eye narrows, and the round goes off, and there's no more cockpit.
It's just gone.
There's just no more cockpit. It's just
Okay.
mech suit, everything looks all impressive. Where'd that go?
Yeah. It doesn't even explode. It just kind of slumps and then falls to its knees and then falls forward. But you didn't even give it a shot to Jack. You just killed him. He is dead.
All you hear is
I'm moving.
Yeah. That's he. I'll do it. I got it. I got this. As we said.
He's like, stop moving! I got him!
Billy, no!
02! Report! No! You know.
All right. So he's dead.
And with a quick wheeling shift, I spin my rifle on the one that Darian's engaging. It's all right, round 2, let's go.
All right. Now it's. I believe it is Thomas. You're up.
All right, so Steve, real quick, you were using me as a platform, right?
Yeah, my elbow was on one of your 4 legs for a second. The round went off, and then all of a sudden he spun and pivoted. This mech is small; it's a light mech, and it's nimble as shit. And it just carries one big rifle, nothing else on it.
All right. So I drop myself down into a half squat position, lock my servos in place, and act as a gunner's table, and feed telemetry data over to Steve for the next round.
Roll me a d6 or roll me a leadership check of 6. 6
Yep.
is better. You do it.
Yes.
Yes. All right. You got a +2 to your next attack.
Nice.
All right. Now it's their turn. The one that's still chasing Arthur is going to try to shoot at Arthur.
Yeah.
Quit running, you dick!
That's not going to do anything. And the other one is just going to try to punch Darian with its other arm. Let's try this again. There you go. Oh,
that hit.
crit! Yeah.
Is there a
All
crit
right.
in this game?
There's no. I don't think there's a crit system. So.
Okay. I was gonna
it's
say.
just roll.
If it
but
did,
it's-
ow.
Yeah. Let me look at the actual stats for it real quickly because I'm pretty sure there's a stat for unarmed melee for mech.
no. I do have level 2 star captain, so I have an extra 20% HP.
Yes, you do have more HP now.
That's awesome.
Let's go with next.
You have level 2 star captain?
Yeah.
It's the highest you can get in terms of levels for at level 0. So, let's go with. There is no just improvised weapons 1d8. Okay, so 1d8, 3 damage.
You're just gonna hit my bonus health, so yeah. That's fine.
No, well, your armor doesn't even go through your armor, because your armor is like what 10.
Oh, my armor is 15.
So yeah, no, it doesn't even go through your armor because your armor soaks all the damage as well. So
Okay.
you cut off his arm. He's like he goes. Let's do something very quick anime.
You bastard! bastard! I'll get you! And he comes in, he flings with his other arm, with his, like, the gun still attached to it, and he punches you directly in the face, and he's like, yeah! And then you just...
Oh!
Yeah.
Listen, we may be in giant mechs, but I've been in bar brawls that hurt more.
It's nothing, unflinched, and he's just standing there for a moment, just like, you know.
Before we go live, I need a voice changer. This needs to happen.
Yes.
Yeah, I need one too.
God damn it.
I use voice mod, which is you can get it for free. You can also pay a license for it, and it does pretty well.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the same thing.
I just have my Go XLR. It's the only other thing that I use.
So now it is Darian's turn.
All right. Well, he's gonna take that hit. He's gonna be surprised at the fact that it literally unphases him. Like just nothing happens. He's gonna be like, all right, well, and he's gonna take another swing with his MES knife. And since we don't have a modifier this time,
No.
So
Darian
like, he swings and like to try to attack him with the with him. He manages to like dodge out of the way at the last moment. You should have a mod bonus. Oh, you do have a mod bonus of 6. Okay. Or no, you should have a mod bonus. Or
Does he have an attack bonus? Does he need to set up an attack bonus of 1?
I think you might need to set up an attack bonus of 1 with that because your attack bonus is based off of your abilities.
Yeah, so
This might be my fault.
within your mech weapons section, there is a specific table for AB.
oh, okay, yeah, I don't have that.
So, yeah,
Mine is the 0.
Yeah. So it should be whatever your. Let's look at your character's strength. It's strength.
Yeah, because that
intelligence. It's a +1. I'll look it up the physical stuff, but I think it's a +1. So you'd have a +1 to your attacks.
okay.
Okay. So he just managed to ditch out of the way as you do that. All right. Now it is Arthur. You're up.
Good news, guys! Laser works! Yeah!
Right. This is the first time he's ever been off planet. You know,
I've never actually shot one before!
And I'm just
Good news, laser works.
I am going to, now seeing that Steve obliterated the one I've been trying to kill, and I'm just like, oh damn, he took my fun. I'm going to round on the one that hasn't gotten any love yet. He's been trying to hit me, and I'm going to start unloading on him.
Okay. No +1 bonus for this one because he's super focused on you right now.
Yeah. Let's see. This will go so well.
No.
1. Does that hit?
No.
Yes.
All right. Last. Let's see. That's the back up to the top. Darian. Or no, it's Steve. Steve, you're up. Now I don't know what the firing into melee rules are. I think you can just fire into melee.
They're firing
But-
into melee. Nothing. If you're in melee and firing, there's a minus.
Yeah. So that you can fire into melee, and you have bonuses because of your all the other weapons. So.
Yep. How close is Darian and his melee character to me?
10 meters. Maybe.
So
12 meters.
within point blank for me. And is this considered an ambush considering he's focused totally on the melee combat or no?
I'll give you that. Yeah, I'll give it an automatic hit for this one.
Okay. So just for cinematic, because Thomas did use his action to assist me, he whips around seeing the platform position right in front of him, and he sets the rifle down, and you literally see the machinations of the mech shift, and his thumb like hits the iron sight on the forward end of the railgun, and he lines up the round with like his right leg kicking out like a brace, and he just pops the shot, sending that railgun slug through the side of like Darian's opponent.
Okay. What's the roll the damage?
So 15 with an armor pen of 15.
Okay, and so he reduces that by 5, but he still takes 10 damage from that. He is not doing well, guys. He is not.
He's
doing
got 20 armor.
well. No, he's got 15 armor. Oh no, you're right, because you do it. But he also has the hardened polychromatic overlay.
The hardened poly. Okay.
Yeah, so he reduces all AP by 5 of incoming weapons.
Oh.
He effectively has 20 armor.
Okay.
Mech. So this game is really brutal in hand-to-hand combat. When you have mech combat for this game, it slows it down a little bit, but it makes it a little bit more survivable. So it's a little bit more of like a slugfest. Well, trust me, I'm gonna throw you guys against some infantry. It'll be ridiculous.
Okay. So yeah, he lines up the shot. The railgun just like rings out with his high-pitched whir, and he hit the mech's head kind of tilts as he glances to Darian, and then back behind the rifle again.
So Darian, you just feel like you can almost smell the air crackle as it this shot goes right by you and into the side of the arm that you already cut off. It's just a big chunk goes flying away.
Oh shit! I'm surprised you didn't shoot me then.
All right, now it is Thomas. You're up.
I am now going to I'm going to remain in position, so I'm not moving. I'm going to stay locked, but I am now going to boost Darian for his next attack.
Okay, roll me some leadership.
Ha-ha!
Yeah, there we go. It works. You got a +2 for your next attack there, Darian, and now it's their turn. So 1 machine guns on you, Arthur.
Yep.
Does not hit, and the other one tries to hit you with his fist. No. He's off thrown. He's thrown off like cinematically. The way this works is that you spun around, you landed at the shot, you fired, and he was like about to hit you, like to swing at you with his fist, and then the shot rings out and he kind of hit. All right, now we've got it is you, Darian. You're up.
All right, so Darian completely, blindsided by the fact that this shot just beamed past him and didn't hit him. He's going to take a swing again with his MES knife as this, as he sees the stumbling on his opponent. Get a +2 and What are my rolls, dude?
You rolled a 4. I don't know why you rolled. Okay.
What was watching this from the outside looking in? They're like, "Are these all amateurs? Like, is this their first time piloting?"
This is their first time piloting. It's all it's reacting too fast to you. You're used to a delay in the reaction, and Thomas screwed it all up. So now you have to get used to it.
I'm helping.
That would be the RPG. He's like, oh
Yeah.
man, this moves so much quicker. I don't know what I'm doing.
All right, so then it is Arthur. You're up. You're just running around the ship, firing backwards at these guys.
You guys, my razor is off. I can't hit anything.
And just gonna go. I'm just gonna once again try to shoot the one guy that we're just literally shooting at each other and missing.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna try to shoot him again.
Do it.
Did I click? Not click. I think roll 20 has a delay.
Roll 20. No.
I think it's gonna be coming either twice now.
It was a 20.
It was a 20.
Yeah, I saw it.
Let me try to roll. See if it goes through.
Nope.
It goes through for me.
That
was weird.
It's weird. Hold on 1 second. Let me just see.
Nope.
No, what the heck? Okay.
Roll D20.
That's weird. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong. Apparently my keeps broken.
Nope.
It's broken, all right.
Yeah.
Shut up. You know what? Your character just died in Star Wars.
Oh no!
All right.
He never even lived.
All right. So
They called me dead.
I'm gonna wrap this up because we're kind of coming in, but this would be they're obviously on the losing side of this. So you hear over the comms, like they're broadcasting over comms, is like,
They're too much. There's no way we're going to be able to get through this. Punch out. I'll pick you up and we'll get out later. And
And as you look in front of you, the head of the mech just kind of like opens up, and there's this little bit of a flash. You're able to like compensate for it, but kind of goes off as the head just launches up into the sky and disappears. As the one that's been chasing you, Atomic or Arthur, kind of stops and then just kind of bolts for the forest as it kind of disappears into the forest off into the distance. And the
I
mech
start
that's in front
lumbering
of you
over
just
to
kind
the,
of slumps onto you, Darian, just kind of poof, with no one in front of it, just kind of leans against your mech.
You know, I should probably figure out how to eject from my mech next time.
I go running forward, seeing that mech is now leaning up against Darian, extend out the crane that I have on my mech, hook into the best possible place that I can on the bloody thing, and lift it off.
Okay. While that happens, you hear some more movement as kind of everything's kind of lifting it off, and you guys are kind of dealing with the aftermath. You see some more movement, and quick kind of look over towards the direction and ready in action to fire it off. And there you see what looks like two Minerva units, Stella units, walk out of the brush, and one they look over you, and then kind of one taps his ear, and then you hear through your comms.
This is Echo Sigma 024. You are the tracers we came here to monitor. We did monitor some enemy movement coming through this area. Are you all right?
Oh, we're perfectly fine.
Excellent. We will reconnoiter inside your ship for mission parameters. Echo 024 out. Well done. And with that.
We'll we'll pause this here for episode 0 to lead us into the planning of the assassination of General. I forgot what his name was. General
Fatima.
Yeah, Fatima. Yeah.